Welcome. Recoupment for MAC attorneys now involves using the form AOC CR 225 instead of the prior IDS form. In this session, we will explore how Managed Assigned Counsel, or MAC, use the AOC CR 225 for recoupment of attorney fees. Please note, the information you are about to hear is only for IDS contract attorneys, also known as Managed Assigned Counsel, or MAC, who are required to fill out fee apps for recoupment. This is a sample of the current AOC CR 225, or fee app. Only Private Assigned Counsel, or PAC, attorneys use this form to request compensation for their services. Whereas the Private Assigned Counsel use this form for payment, MAC, or IDS contractors, use a monthly spreadsheet to report expenses and to be paid for their services. IDS requires all MAC attorneys to use this form for recoupment. Recoupment occurs only if there is a criminal conviction at the disposition of a case. If there is no conviction, MAC do not need to fill out a CR 225 or fee app because without a conviction there can be no recoupment of attorney fees. Here's what MAC attorneys need to know. If an adult criminal matter has been finally disposed of and is recoupment eligible, then MAC attorneys must use the CR 225 for recoupment. At the top portion of the fee app is the header. All fields in the header must be complete. If a fee app is missing disposition information, dates, and/or signatures, it must be returned and corrected prior to being filed. Here's what to do. In the top right corner, please make sure to enter the main file number. For a case with multiple files, you may list them in the space below, but the file number in the top box is what the coding team will use to process the form. On the top left, the county, the date of the court appointment, and the client's full name and address should be legible. Please note, the Social Security number of the client is very important. Please do not leave this blank. If, for whatever reason, the Social Security number is not found or does not exist, check the box to indicate there is not one. Without the Social Security number, recoupment of attorney fees, which is required by law, cannot happen. Many people do not know. Even though the state provides and compensates attorneys who do court-appointed work, the defendant must repay the cost to the state if they are convicted of the crime. This is known as recoupment. Having the Social Security number is the only way the judge can issue a civil judgment to recoup the client's attorney costs once the case is over. Don't forget, to be paid for their services, MAC report their monthly expenses through a reporting spreadsheet instead of using the fee app like PAC do. In Section 1, the Application section of the fee app, the box labeled IDS Contract Counsel must be checked. When the IDS Contract Counsel box is checked, this will alert the court, the clerk, and IDS that the AOC CR 225 is being used only for recoupment. Next, in completing Section 1, the Application section, the MAC attorney needs to enter their name in the Name of the Applicant box. Please make sure the name is neat and legible, or download the form and type directly onto it. In Section 2 of the fee app, the judge will check the IDS contractor box to indicate that the court is fixing the value of services for recoupment purposes only. When this box is checked, the form is marked for recoupment only, and the judge is not using the form to authorize any payment to the attorney. Here's what you need to know about Section 3. In Section 3 of the fee app, the judge alone completes this portion and only if they decide for an exceptional reason not to require recoupment. Attorney fees for clients who are convicted are ordered for recoupment by default unless the judge checks a box under Judgment 1 or Judgment 2 to show otherwise. If the box for Judgment 1 is checked, then the client would not repay fees for attorney services. And if the box for Judgment 2 is checked, then the client would not be responsible to repay the cost of the courts appointing the attorney to the case. A separate video will explain this in more detail. This is what you should remember. Whenever the IDS contract counsel box is checked, the form correctly defaults to use for recoupment purposes and is not processed for IDS to pay the attorney for indigent work. Finally, with both the judge's and attorney's signatures, the form is appropriately ready to file. Here is a resource to help guide you on knowing when a case is recoupment eligible. It can be found on the IDS website. To find this resource, in your browser window, type www.ncids.org/resources-for-all-attorneys. Then click on the link, Is My Case Recoupment Eligible? For your convenience, the AOC CR225 form or FIAP can be found on the IDS website as well. In your browser, type ncids.org/IDS-forms. The AOC CR225 FIAP is located in the table at the top of the page. Also, for your convenience, a sample of the current reporting spreadsheet for MAC, which is used to seek monthly payment, is available online. Simply go to ncids.org/MAC, and a link to the MAC sample expense reporting sheet can be found here. If you have any questions about MAC recoupment, please call or send an email to your IDS Regional Defender. Thank you for watching this IDS video production. We hope you found the content useful and easy to understand.